BASE Lab stands for Bioethics and Stakeholder Engagement. And what the BASE Lab does is it partners with research stakeholders and clinical investigators and help them to collect data to inform their clinical research. And then the QualCore does a similar thing where we work with investigators around Duke and help them do qualitative research to inform or to gather data specifically to help answer their questions that they have about whatever research topic they're investigating. What we want our research partners to know is that at QualCore and the BASE Lab is we are research partners. You know, we are the methodological experts. We don't know the content, but then the investigators we work with or the research stakeholders, they're the experts. And so it's joining people who know the topical content really well. They know what they want out of their clinical trial, and they join with us. And we're able to provide the guidance on how they can get that data that can be used to inform their clinical trial or to be able to answer their research questions. And so it's blending the topical knowledge with the methodological expertise. And we found over time that's a really nice match and a really good research partnership. When I started off doing this type of work 20 years ago, people were not that excited about engaging potential participants and using data from them to inform clinical research. So it was always a big push from social scientists to get clinical investigators to do this. Over time, we've won some people over and we show that these data are very useful. And now it's becoming more and more commonplace to use it because investigators have seen the importance of that. And we see that a lot at Duke, where they do value the importance of what formative data can do or data that are collected in the clinical trial. They value that. Some of the barriers we've experienced is that investigators fear that it'll cost too much. But we are able to keep the cost down. Now it's not going to cost $1,000. It will cost a little bit more, but we are able to work within people's budgets. The other main barrier is time. Investigators often feel that it's going to take a lot of time to collect this formative data, a lot of time to analyze this data, and it actually doesn't really. I mean, we do this research as a clinical trial is starting up. We are able to use rapid analysis methods to be able to get these data analyzed quickly so the investigator can use that to inform their clinical research. So time and time again, we have not seen any formative study that has actually delayed the start of a clinical trial, and we've only seen that we've been able to collect data that actually has been useful in starting off this trial the best way that we can. We feel it's really important to engage potential participants and their communities in the design of clinical trial research because at the end of the day, in clinical research, clinical trials, we're asking participants to do something, and we need them to do something so the clinical research is successful. And so it's very smart to go ahead and talk to participants before the trial and during the trial to make sure that the trials are acceptable to them and that their participation is meaningful and they want to stay engaged throughout the course of the trial. I started doing this type of work because we want to find ways to improve people's lives. And as scientists, we know a lot of scientific ways to improve people's lives. But science always doesn't work as planned. You have to partner with the communities and the participants, the recipients of whatever you're doing, the people whose lives you're trying to improve, because they're experts too. And if we blend those two worlds, the science world with the participant world or the patient world, then we actually can produce something that has a higher success of being, or higher chance of being successful.